maybe as quick, but he's certainly got that power alongside him. They've all got similar traits and similar qualities. One other player that's linked to Newcastle United, before I throw a couple of names at you as we start to wrap up. This player,
yes, yes.
Talk about him because he is on the promotion. He is on the promotion picture, and people may well know about him because it was either last summer or last January.
Yes.
But go on, Daz.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. You're going to talk about Chelsea there. Chelsea had a deal done with him, and then it didn't happen. He wanted some image rights as well as part of that, and then the deal fell down, and that's how he ended up actually going to Porto. But while I was looking at, someone had in the chat there at Victor Gyökeres and Benjamin Sesko, and imagining the possibilities that could be, but probably won't be, because there'd be a massive outlay to bring either of those in. Is that man Samu? I can't pronounce his surname, but when
Samu
I was
Aghehowa.
That's the one. But while I was looking at him, he is exceptional at heading the ball, and he just reminded me of he kind of stays around the box a lot. And he's an absolutely perfect replacement for Callum Wilson. And I think he's only 20 years old as well, and he's 6'4", and he's just he was at Atletico Madrid for a period of time, but they sent him out on loan to Alves. But he looks the deal, and he wouldn't be command as high a fee as Sesko and Gyökeres, let's say, but still would command a fairly decent fee. Now I think that they have some kind of crazy, like they always do in Portugal, crazy 100 million release clause on him. But I think he'd be the one to try and chase down, and he looks absolutely quality.
22 goals this season for Porto, signed for 15 million euros. Sounds like an absolute steal for the return that he's already given them this season. 16 in the league, and interestingly, 6 in the Europa League. So he's got that European pedigree, Chris, already to add to what we've already seen. I remember exactly what Daz said. I remember watching it and seeing that deal not materialize. For some reason, I thought it might have been a condition with his heart as well. There might have been a medical condition why it didn't happen. On top of that, I could be wrong. But I remember hearing something about it. There was a few reasons. I think Daz with the image rights that was the other reason as well. I think there was multiple reasons why it never.
His ankle. It was his ankle during the medical examination. It says was the issue as well. So,
so it definitely a couple of reasons why it didn't happen. But hey, seems like Porto, Chris, have been the beneficiaries of that one.
Absolutely, yeah. And sometimes that happens, doesn't it? And when it's such a low fee as well, I mean, I'm sure the fee would have been higher for Chelsea, given, the stature of the club and Premier League. I'm sure they would have had to pay a lot more. But yeah, it really frustrates you, doesn't it? Because when you see players, you see a club take a punt on a player and like 15 million euros is like, 11, 12 million. And you think, if only we took a chance on him. Because it's that I haven't seen the stats of them. I know you've just read them out there, Pete, but they sound pretty impressive. And for the 20-year-olds who, again, 6'3", really good in the air, as Daz says, he's probably a player worth taking a punt on, isn't he? It'd be interesting to see how much you could get him for. I'm assuming they'd probably want at least double the money for the outlay that they made on him. So I imagine he'd probably be like 25, 30 million. But if he's doing the business. 50. Do you think so?
Yeah, I because as part of that 15 million, there's kind of staged payments as well. And so like they get another 5 million the year after that, another 5 million. So the 15 million is kind of a bit deceiving in the price. 35 million. I'd do that deal now if we're talking about the same player there.
Yeah. I think the final boss is saying that's the fee that he would have gone to Chelsea for. Tell me if I'm wrong there, the final boss, but I think that's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Talking. You know what? I'm just going to flash this up from Dale because I completely agree with what Dale's saying there. Cherky is going to be the why didn't we take a punt on him this summer? That's a really good shout. That he will end up going for buttons to some club and probably light it on fire and probably end up being that player where you go, I should have took a chance on him, but not for this show. But yeah, no, he looks a really interesting prospect, doesn't he? And another name to keep a lookout for. And people in the chat have been giving us all names as well. So when we get to the questions, I'll have to flash those up because there's been some really interesting names brought up that I've not seen or I've wasn't necessarily aware of. So it'd be great to run through those as well when we get to
do that now, mate. Let's do it now. We might as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, just before you do, just for people that may not recognize his name, because he's actually changed his name. So he's taken his mother's surname. So the name you might recognize is this is his name at the time he was going to Chelsea. So that's so now he's goes by his alternative surname.
Yeah, because I remember that deal you were talking about, but I didn't recognize the name. But I do recognize that name. So no, that makes sense. And somebody in the chat literally put that name out earlier. It was Iniesta. Haven't had the best season for it, but he's still young. So it's the same guy, but with a different name.
Yeah.
Right, got it.
I would say definitely 22 goals this season.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was going to say 16 goals in the league, 6 in Europa.
For a 20-year-old.
That's not bad. It's not bad, but it is what it is. Let's go to some questions.